So parm ID equals this. So parm ID, and then and then once we're done with that loop, crap, this has to go outside. Then when we're done with that crap, we have to say parms equals parm. Alright, so God, my head's already exploding from this stuff. Alright, so we have params here. Inside params we have an array. Well, first we have the bonuses somewhere in here, level bonuses. So we are saying that bonuses is that first list, and we have this one for that as well. Inside of there we have to have another literal object called params, which we have parms. So this is the object literal that goes inside of here for params over here. Inside of that we have to have another object literal that has the ID of the parameter, and then the array of values for the level that you should increase that parameter for those levels. So it's basically the level increase, basically. And that's got to be, that's in there right now as a object literal with a value of an array. We have to change that array to another object literal list of the array of the level and then the amount to increase. So down here we have our bonus, we have our params, so we're going through bonuses, which is what we're passing in through here, which has that stuff in it. We are looking for the key bonus equals params, so the params key for bonus. We are creating a object literal for params called parm. Well, for this particular parameter that we're pulling out, let's put it that way. Well, or let's see, this would get every parameter ID stored in parm. So no, we could actually make this params, or parms. This could be parms, maybe. You might need this, you might not need that at all, which would be just awesome. So parms, we're looping through for each parameter ID in the bonuses object literal called params, which is what that does. For each key, which is going to be the parameter ID, we then want to go through and pull out the value list, which is the list of, well, the literal value list, which is the list of the increases per level. Want to pull those out, store that into another object literal where the level is the key and the value is the amount to increase per that level, and then store that into params param ID, parm ID, the value list as the key. I think that's what we want to do. Now, whether this crashes and burns because of that whole, well, that would definitely. We are not trying to input cats into this thing. The cats need to stay in Andromeda. So we got that, we got this, and if all 9 planets, including Pluto, because I still consider it a planet, are aligned, and the Martians are not invading, and the cow jumps over the moon, this should work properly. If any of those things fails, though, this will crash and burn like a nightmare. So let's see if it actually works or not. First, I have to figure out where the hell it's at. Oh, we haven't refreshed the code yet. Okay, now I need to figure out where. So all that's dead code. We're not going to go in there. And yes, value list is, there's no equal sign. We've already failed our first most crucial important test. Writing the code correctly. Actually, twice. Alright, so there we go. So we want to check this, I guess, to see what the value list is, and then this to see what params equals with that. Alright, where is the window? It's in hiding, there we go. So let's grab some of these, and then do some of this, and then do that, and then let's see what kind of hell we will unleash. Well, it kind of did nothing, which is interesting. That's either very good or very bad. I think it's the bad kind of good. So first we got to come into here and see what's actually going on. Alright, so we're coming to here, so let's actually see what we're getting at a bonus. So right now it's not defined because we're not inside a bonus, inside that loop yet. So params is bonus. Okay, so then we go to here. Well, first let's actually see if we're pulling this correctly. I'm not even sure we are pulling this correctly. So we're getting an object. Okay, cool. That's working. Awesome. So that does work. Now, right, it wouldn't do it the first time because that one doesn't have a doesn't have a tag on it. Okay, fine. That's good. Then the first time through was fine. It did what it was supposed to do. Now we want to see what we get out of this. So parm ID is 2, so then if we check this, what do we get? This might just work. We get an array. Perfect. So I want to see what we get here. So I want to just throw v list I1 here, and then I just want to track what val list is. So on its own. Alright, so vlist1 I1 is 0. What do we have? So 1 should be 1 and 3 should be 2 when we're looking through this. So let's see, next. Okay, we got 0. Awesome. So that's 1. That's good. The next one should be 0. That's good. The next one should be 3. Or 2. So 3 is 2. Good. So far it's looking good. So 3 and then 5. Alright, now let's minimize these. And I want to get parms in here. So parms is an empty object right now. And let's check the val list. Well, we already know what the val list is, so never mind that. Okay, so add this. So parms object is 2 and then perfect. Awesome. So now we come down here to the end of this. Or actually, we didn't add it to the level bonuses, but actually that works. That blankety blanketing blank 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 worked first time. Good. So now we just need to do this for everything. Okay, time to go crazy. So we have that for parms. We need to pull this down again because we need to see the structure of the rest of it. So we need to do it for, we'll just do it in order, in the order that they show up in. So that way it's in the actual order of how it's going to be actually done. So that will help a little bit in, okay. So parms, it's fine. So it's going to be an else if though, I guess. No, it can't be an else if because, or wait, can it? So it's only going to be one, yeah, else if will work there. It's only going to be one of these per time through it, so that's fine. And an else if will keep us from checking every one of these. So we'll save a few CPU cycles. So if bonus equals, crap, so we need to do params. We have dir, var, eparms. So traits is going to be the interesting one. Well, not really. It's going to be another double loop, I think, for that one too. Well, maybe not, because on the well, let's see. So traits is an array. First off, actually that's true. Traits is an array, and then it contains arrays that contain object literals. That is going to be interesting. Holy crap! Oh man, putting this all back together on the load is going to be equally a pain in the arse. All right, so eparams, params, s params, so s params, and then traits. Luckily, that's I think all there is. So you might be able to call gen traits on those. Well, oh, true. Could we just call, because this is doing what we're doing down there, could we just call, I didn't think about that. We could just call from here, valist equals this dot get params. I had forgotten about doing that in here. And then we need to pass through vlist. That should work actually. Cool. So that limits the madness down to a little bit less. We're still doing double nested frigging object key loops. But that helps a bit. Now I gotta bring this back down so I can see what we need to do with. So where's love bonuses? There it is. Put this at the top so I can see them. And we'll hide everything else out of here so we don't see them because we don't need them there. Alright, so dir is just a array. It's just a pure array, so that's going to be simple. We'll just loop through it and build the list out of that. Technically, we could just call gen params again for this because that's just the same process. Maybe we call this, well, I'll just keep it gen params, and then when somebody goes in to look at the code and sees that I'm calling gen params on the durability list, they can scratch their head and be like, what the hell was he thinking? Like I do routinely looking at the code for MV sometimes. So bonus is dir. I think it's just dir. Dir. Then dir equals this dot gen parm rans, and then we need to get the bonus. So it's just bonuses bonus, and that should return a list, and then that should just do that. So durability, or we'll just call it what it is, so dir. And this should be params, not params. So next up is eparams. Else if, do else if correctly. Bonus equals eparams. So basically we have to just do the same thing with this. Do another inner loop. In fact, we might just be able to get away with putting this eventually into its own function, passing through the bonus as bonus. Well, no, because then we have to do the val list. Well, so you build the val list in there. So now I guess, yeah, we could get away with it, because then we just return it to a val list thing we'll have defined up there. Anyway, so that, and then after this, so this is going to be eparms. This is a parms, parm ID val list. And that should be just fine. And then params, which we already have. And then s params. So again, we can just copy this. Really, I think that's all we have to change with that. Then traits. Then traits. And then there were traits. Alright, so right off the bat, we have to do this differently. So what this is an array. Each level is its own array, and within that array is an array where the index contains an object. So array of objects. So we'll need to first loop through the traits array. Okay, so for int I1 is 0, I1 is less than, bonus dot length will work on this because it's an array length, or dot length will work on this because it's an array, I1 plus plus. Now in here we have to have something to store the level code, I guess the level value, and then after that we'll loop through the array that's the value for this, and then we have to do another one that stores the well, it doesn't have to do anything really. I don't think it has to have anything particular for the value on the key, because it's just going to store a code, a data ID, and the value, which all will be used to define what trait it is that we're pulling out from the data states or data whatever trait you're happening to be doing. So but we do need a var what do we call this? I guess called level, I guess, equals this. So for int I2, for var I2, God, equals 0. I2 is less than then TRA.length, because now this will have all the stuff in it for each trait that's being either added or modified on that particular level. And then I2 plus plus. Yeah, once we get the right character in there. Alright, so then we need to have var trait. So, so let's see, trait's going to store, so the ID doesn't really matter, so we can just use I2 for the ID, and then, so, or should, let's see, so this is going to be a literal object array, so to speak. So actually this needs to be defined in here. And we don't need this. So then we say traits I2 equals T array I2. I think that's all we'll need to do for that. Then once all that's done, once we go process each trait in that T array, then we need to say level I1, so this is for each level. And the value of that is going to be traits. Maybe that's all we have to do. That was less complicated than I thought it would have to be. So still, we'll need to do checking on that. So we'll save this, reload, and then take these breakpoints out. Okay, yeah, we already got a problem here. So what is the... unexpected identifier. Wow, you got all kinds of crap popping up here. Game actor not to... What the hell? Something is really wrong here. Okay, so for and oh, there, crap. Trying to do ints again. Okay, there we go. No, that's amazing that just one thing, thing, the int instead of error caused like 5 errors to appear that completely trashed the code. It's kind of amazing. All right, so we need to go to here and here. We need to see what we're getting out of all this, and I guess we should probably also put some breakpoints here and there. So go there, get the weapons, do a save, overwrite that one. So the first 1/3 should have nothing. Now this one should have stuff. And what do we got? This dot get params is not a function. This dot get params is not a function because we're doing this, and damn, we can't call this from within an object key loop. So I knew there was a good reason we weren't doing that. Is there any way we could do that? So no, because we have to do it on each parameter, so damn. Okay, let's regroup here and put it back for every one of these. I'm not going to undo because I did a lot of other coding, so we'll just recreate it. Not that hard. So vlist. That's literally all we have to do. Oh, and then vlist here. Okay. Somebody did a lot of modifying on that. Why did I get, what is this? Just wondering why I got reputation for. So somebody plussed that up. That's interesting. It's kind of surprising, actually. Somebody plussed that up. Anyway, back over here. So that was like a, you know, one of those situations where your brain kind of just slides out of your ear and you don't notice it. I was using a bunch of equals to try and get a bunch of different values, which wouldn't work because nothing's going to equal the same ID at the same time, multiple IDs at the same time. I had to use it instead. I spent like literally 28 minutes until I realized, oh, it should be in, not and equals and equals and equals or equals. Well, or would work, but I was doing ands. Alright, so save, overwrite 5. Yeah, I think I got the weapons. Okay. Alright, so we managed to get down to this part, so that's good. So now we want to do, what do we want to put in here? So we want to see what T-array is, first of all. So we have our different arrays here. Alright, so I'm just going to put a break here too so we can see what that actually passes out to before we go through the rest of it. Alright, so we get one array, which is 0 and that. Okay, so then we go through this. So now let's see what tarray I2 is. So that becomes an object, and that's the values, okay. And let's also see what traits is at the moment. So traits is just a blank object. So we go through here once. Object 0, okay, that's good. Then let's see what level has. So that's going to be a blank object right now. So we go through it and boom. No. It's still a blank object because why? Oh, well, that's why. Crap. And then level has to go to this up here, the traits, var traits. Oh wait, we're redefining it down here. Let's call it traits 2. So I'm feeling particularly lazy and don't want to rename it to something more fitting. And then on the outside of this loop, we say traits equals level. All right, let's restart it. Okay, we'll skip through that one. So TRA has the first one. Right, this is actually going to be traits 2 now instead of traits. Traits has that, and then 0, 1, 0, it's object this, and then cool. So level 3 will be the first one that'll have actually something in it, I think. And that'll be the interesting one. At least I think so. Let's check. Yeah, 3 is the first one that has anything in it. So that's this one. So, alright, TRA does have that data in it. So now we should go through the loop 3 times. And traits 2 has that in it. Good. 0, 1, 2. And then this has perfect. Okay, so if we just let this go, then what happens? Put a break on. Well, I guess we can put it there, I guess. Well, let's put it on the end, I guess, so that we can see what we have on all these at the end. So, let's delete this, delete this, delete this. So we have params, and delete that. Let's actually delete this too, and we'll put them back in the order they need to be in. So dir e params, or e params, I think. Params, s params, and then traits. Alright, so durability has nothing in it. Because we're calling this gen params, and that should cause an error. I'm not sure why it didn't. So we'll need to fix that, but we'll see what the other ones get. So at the very end of it, S params is nothing in it because there was nothing. We have 6, param 6 here with all those, param 2 within params with all that. And traits has all of our things, and it's... Really? So there's only the one? I mean, it makes sense, but I thought that's traits. Nope, yep, it's definitely just that one. Alright. So it actually looks like that. So I think we'll stop here for tonight. Oh geez, OBS disconnected. How much did we lose? When did it disconnect? Oh, not too long. Okay, it wasn't that long ago. Good. So, in case you missed that last bit, so I went through and checked everything. The durability is still kind of broken because we're calling this. This should have been called in the first place. It wasn't. I don't know why. Because this should have thrown an error. This is undefined. But didn't throw an error. So somehow, for some reason, that's not getting called. I think it's DUR. So it should be getting called. Or getting matched and going in there. But whatever. Everything else worked though, as you can see with our output here. So that's the output of these up here. Or what these are in here after we go through all this. Got our traits, which we have all of our objects. Our objects inside of objects inside of an object, which is, I don't know, it's some sort of meta inception going on here. But the only thing that has anything in it is level 3. So that's got that there. Everything else is just zeros. It's basically the default thing in there, just to fill it. We've got our the proper things set up here. Proper ones for counter. That one's for attack. No S-parms, which is fine, because there aren't any. Then we have to fix the durability. So that looks like it's going to be fine. Let's go ahead and hit continue. Bonuses, well, yeah, we need to... we didn't pass it back. Or no, wait, where's that at? Bonuses not defined. Game assist weapon, 1070, key bonuses. Keys that bonuses. I wonder if they're... what was it passing through? Well, I don't know. We'll have to see what it was doing there. I think it tried to pass through a null or something. But we'll figure out what that's about. So that's going to be it for the stream tonight, though. We are making progress. We got to do all this now in reverse. Which may or may not be worse, because now we're dealing with... everything is now an object. So everything, to get everything, we have to do object keys and object keys and object keys. Maybe just 2 deep, 3 deep, maybe in, I think it's probably going to be maybe in 4 deep. Because you need to go one object, so yeah, that might be a 3 deep. Oh god. Why is OBS disconnecting for? Damn you. Anyway, you get the idea though. It's going to be very annoying loading this stuff in. As will become apparent when we start trying to code it. Since OBS is having a crap fit, I'm going to take that as my cue to end the stream. So thanks for watching. If you're watching it live, if you're watching on YouTube afterwards, feel free to leave any comments or questions you have below. And I'd appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. And I will probably see you on Monday morning. If not, then, well, if not before then, I might do some streaming tomorrow. Once I get home tomorrow night. We will see. If I do streaming tomorrow night, it'll be for Star Ocean 3. Otherwise, I won't do any streaming at all. Yeah. This is GeoWill, and I will see you later.